playing Dump's team is always a challenge because he's one of the best coaches, and Temple, with their tradition, it's an honor to always play against Temple. At the shoot-around today, right at the end of the shoot-around, John Baum, who actually I played against a long time ago. Yeah, I forgot how big John's hands are. And but he gave me the phone, and John Chaney was on the phone. And so to talk to John and conjures up the memories of the great program that he had, and I'm old enough to know Harry Whitwack, and playing against Temple for me is a real honor. And playing against my buddy, I don't like that, but that's an honor too. So I thought we played really good defense tonight. A really good defense, and we did not hit like we normally hit, and so that made us playing defense even better, because you're frustrated missing some shots, and of course their defense is real good, but we had some open ones that if we knocked down, we had that little run in the second half. At the start of the second half, we were playing so well, and we weren't putting points on the board. So overall, good performance, and against them beating a really good program. Questions?
It seemed like in the first half, Temple did a pretty good job against Joel Oliver and out of the paint.
They did a good job on him all game.
What can you say about that, the first half there?
I'll say it for the whole game. I mean, they're real physical, clean. John's got to be ready for that, the bodying up when you do have a ball. It has an impact on your shot. I mean, it's one of those, he's got, look, he is an outstanding player. He's going to be a terrific player. He's got to work, he's got to go through these things. He had 20 shots tonight. I'd love to get him 20 shots every game. And I think he's going to score more than he did tonight, because and I'm not saying the officials did it. He only went to the line twice, I think. Yeah, and but that was nothing with the officials. He has to sell his stuff if he misses, and they didn't foul. They didn't foul him, is what I'm saying. But he just shooting the ball and then getting bodied up. It influences your shot. It's one of the times that a shooter, you can actually use your body on a shooter, and that's us or them or anybody, where you body up like that. So you got to play through that contact. I thought, Temple did a really good job of that against them.
Coach, how is it just going against tomorrow against not only one of your proteges, but a really good Stanford team?
Well, first of all, I'm proud of Johnny, what he's done with Stanford. They're an outstanding team, because they have, 3 guys who graduated who are playing for them. Nostick, Brown, and Randall are terrific players. Randall's one of the best players in the country. And they're big, they're huge. And Johnny has a really good system in how he uses them. And I'd rather not play him, but I'd rather play him tomorrow, because that means we won tonight, So, but I'm proud of Johnny. Johnny's part of our family, and we had a neat moment. Last night we had a team meeting late, snack, and when I came out of there, Johnny's mom and dad were there, and Tracy, his wife's mom and dad, who I've known for over 30 years, about 30 years. So they're just great people. It's too bad we have to play one another, but that's the way it is.
You said you really liked the defense tonight. What made it so successful against Temple?
Yeah, we played without fouling. They go to the line a lot because they break you down. And I thought we kept guys in front of us pretty good the whole game, and we switched well. And then our big guys protected the rim, the bucket, pretty well. So they didn't have straight line drives. We broke down a little bit towards the end of the game, and we had one off of a missed free throw where Cummings got a 3-point play. but for the most part, our on-the-ball defense was real good. It should be. We have good perimeter guys. And that was a good game for Tyus to play. Because Cummings is a real good player. And he scored, but he had 8 turnovers. And I thought that was really good for him to play a veteran guy like that who's good with the ball. And then Quinn had to cover DeCosi, who's about 6'4", 6'5", so he had to cover a bigger guy, and that was a good game for those 2 kids. And they did a good job. They did a really good job.
Coach, to piggyback off that point about Johnny, I know you've always talked about how close you are with all of your players, but how is your bond with him different considering the time that he decided to come to Duke and how he was the Pied Piper?
Well, it's an older bond, and also Johnny's on my staff. Johnny's family and ours were like family. So, I don't know how you can't get any closer than that. But Johnny was the first great player to commit to me, and he was as good a player as we've ever had at Duke. And a great man. I mean, Johnny's got the whole package. He's got the whole package.
There was a play in the first half with Jaleel. He got the ball at the high post, and in one motion caught him in a jump pass to Tyus for a 3-pointer. Is that kind of, for a guy that big to make a kind of play like that, that's part of what makes him so special?
Well, he can do that. He can really pass the ball. I thought in the first half, he got, I think, 7 offensive rebounds. And, but then everybody was around him. And sometimes when you get an offensive rebound like that, you pass it back out. That's the best 3 that we can get. But a few times he took it back out and wasn't able to finish. But there's really not anything Ja should not be able to do eventually. He's not there. He's a young kid still. But he has all of it. So you're going to see plays, and hopefully you end up seeing more and more plays where he does things like that. But you have to give him time. Well, I don't know if you have to give him time. I have to give him time. Sometimes you all don't. But, he just needs time to develop. It's his 4th college game.
Looked like you guys were really looking to push the ball
Yeah.
early and often, even often makes that an emphasis of what you see the team's strength being as it goes along?
Yeah, we want to push the ball all the time. All the time.
Why more with this group maybe than the past couple?
Well, we have more perimeter guys, and we have more guys who can advance the ball. You can have, and the guys who start, all 3 of our guys can advance the ball. Justice can advance the ball too. So, that lends itself to the type of team we have. I think it's a good way for our team to play.
Mike, in terms of Okafor's future, you said he should eventually be able to do everything. I think when people think
You may not do that for us.
Well, which is sort of my question. When people think about the big men you've coached, I think probably Brand and maybe Boozer are the ones that sort of stand out.
Leitner was pretty good, but he was a different big guy.
Right. Do you think that Okafor could end up for you being in that group?
Oh yeah, if he doesn't, then we won't have the year that we want. But in other words, you have to advance these guys quicker than you did before, and we have a shorter period of time that we have them, and he's a willing learner. He's a great kid, and this competition will be good for him. This is our 4th game in 7 days with travel too. So we'll play our 5th game in 8 days, and we end up playing these late games, and so that's a lot. You start your college career, and that's what you have to do. And so how do you adjust sleep-wise, eating, all that kind of stuff. Those are all things you have to learn. The only way you learn them is to go through them. So that's what we're doing. And he'll keep learning. He'll keep getting better. His teammates have unbelievable confidence in him. They keep getting him the ball, and they should.
Coach,
Coach, you've started 3 freshmen now
Yeah.
this season, and you've done it many times during your career.
We haven't done it many times.
Well, you've done it 38 at least. But Tyus, Justice, and Jaleel all had great games tonight. How impressed are you with these 3 guys, especially at this point of just beginning of the season?
Yeah, I'm really impressed with them because they have a maturity beyond the freshmen, and but also I'm impressed with our upperclassmen, especially Quinn and Emil. Yeah, they've really helped these guys. Quinn's been a really good captain. Yeah, and he's been a really good leader for these guys. And Emil had a good game tonight. You know, he defended. He had 8 and 8, and he gives us a lot of energy. Those 2 guys, their personalities are so good to help the freshmen. They're really upbeat guys, and they're all into winning.
Coach, I know you spoke about it a little bit mildly in your opening statement. Can you just talk to me a little bit about your relationship with Coach Dunn from the 1970s and how it's developed over the years and how
Yeah,
it stands today?
Fran and I have been friends for over 40 years. You know, and Fran's really an amazing guy. You know, he's not a good guy, he's an amazing guy. And he was a great player, not a good player. I mean, he motored the ball down the court, and he started for our All-Army and All-Armed Forces team. I was like the 4th guard, and he and a guy named Jimmy Oxley, my Army teammate, started, and we became like brothers. I mean, you know, the word genuine is not used a lot, you know, when you describe coaches, and Dump is as genuine as there can be. And he's a great coach. I mean, he won 10 Ivy League titles. You know, he's done an amazing job at Temple. To take over for John and continue that tradition is not an easy task. And they made an incredible hire with him. But he's salt of the earth guy. I love Dump. You know, and you know, he's one of the best coaches.
Thanks, Coach.
That it? Who else do I love my wife. I've known her longer. Why are you laughing